So you're thinking about moving to Bend or Redmond or Sisters or maybe Lapine or maybe Terrebonne or Sun River. Or how about this? Mountain View, Oregon. Ever heard of it? Me neither. You know why? Because it doesn't exist yet. It's a brand new proposed incorporated city in eastern Deschutes County where literally nobody lives except for the 160 people that are within that parameter that's being proposed for a new city right now. So if any of the towns that we've discussed in our previous slate of videos don't get you excited, stick around. We're going to be talking about a brand new proposed city in eastern Deschutes County, an area where barely anybody lives, yet still is in Central Oregon. So if this video sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're going to be getting after this right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad, the newly unincorporated towns in Central Oregon, then subscribe to the channel. Tap that notification bell below so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Bend and surrounding Central Oregon. My name's Ryan and I've lived in Bend for over 30 years. My business partner Zach and I, we get calls and texts every day from people just like you, looking for help on making their smooth move to Bend or anywhere else here in sunny Central Oregon. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days or 180 days, it doesn't matter to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even set up that Zoom. We'd be happy to help you make that smooth move to Bend or anywhere else here in Central Oregon. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about a proposed new incorporated city that doesn't even exist yet. Right now, there's a petition out there, and it's all about creating a new town in eastern Deschutes County, an area of the county in Central Oregon where basically nobody lives. I'm going to share my screen here. We'll talk a little bit about the details of what Mountain View really is all about. So we've got the state of Oregon on the map there. You got the green, that's representing Deschutes County. Basically, everybody lives on the left side of the county there. But if we scroll down, what it's saying is a new city could be formed in eastern Deschutes County. And this is news. This is brand new. And we're going to find out real soon if it actually gets momentum to the point where it can take the next step, getting into the ballot and something that would be voted upon. Because frankly, eastern Deschutes County is a beautiful area. It's kind of like Badlands out there. It's just like all desert, not so many ponderosa and tall pine trees anymore on that side of the county, because the county line and the tree line stops kind of like in Bend or in Redmond somewhere, and it's all juniper trees and sagebrush to the east of those two towns. And so that's what really would be the centerpiece of that area. And so as we look here, well, let's scroll over here to the map. What we have here is a map of Deschutes County, and this is where the majority of all of our population lives. We have 200 some odd thousand, maybe 225,000 people that live in Deschutes County, and they all basically live on this 97 corridor here from Terrebonne, Redmond, Bend, Sun River, Three Rivers, and all the way to Lapine, with the exception of Sisters over here to the northwest. That's on Highway 20. So basically, this is our population. These are the two main roads that go through it, but you've got Milliken, you've got Brothers, you've got Hampton, all in eastern Deschutes County, and there's nothing out there. And so that's where the proposed town would be, out here in the eastern part of Deschutes County. So what gives? Why is this something that's even being discussed right now? The name, let's go to this article right here, ktvz.com. That's our local news outlet. But basically what it's saying is the vast new city proposed across 265 square miles, or almost 170,000 acres. That would make it one of the larger towns, incorporated towns by volume in the entire country. Can you believe that? I mean, that's a large body of land right there that would be incorporated automatically. And the primary motivation behind the incorporated proposed city of Mountain View would be because there's a severe lack of municipal services in that portion of Deschutes County. Let's go back there. Deschutes County is a large county, and the vast majority of people, like we talked about just a second ago, live basically from this line to the west. There's really nothing this way at all until you get to Burns, which is 2 hours away, and there's only 5,000 or 10,000 people that live in Burns, and then beyond that is Vail, and then Ontario, and then Boise. So there's really nothing in Eastern Oregon, especially directly east of us where we are right now. So It's interesting. There's only 4 incorporated towns in Deschutes County as we speak right now. And so we'll discuss a little bit about the history of all those right now, but it's not so far-fetched to see certain areas of Deschutes County really start to gain momentum in population without them being incorporated. In fact, Lapine is the second fastest growing town in Central Oregon right now, and it wasn't incorporated until 2006 or 2007. So let's just go through a short dialogue of the history of the 4 primary incorporated towns in Deschutes County, and maybe throw in a couple of the unincorporated areas like Terrebonne and Sun River, and just discuss a little bit about what they're really representing. We've got Bend, of course. Bend is the primary city. That's the main attraction. That's where the majority of people move to. That's what they use to learn more about Central Oregon. That's how they hear about Central Oregon in the first place. They hear about Bend. Somebody they know went to Bend, Oregon for vacation, and then they get curious about learning about Bend, Oregon themselves. But obviously, Deschutes County has all the same outdoor amenities that Bend, Oregon has access to as well. Incorporated in 1904, population's at about 105,000 people. Our main attraction is the Deschutes River Trail. Well, I don't know about that, but frankly, it's one of the attractions. There's plenty of attractions out there. You've seen some of our other videos. So if you need to learn more about what's out there for attractions, just seek some of our other videos. But that's Bend, 1904. And then next, we have Redmond. Let's get up there to Redmond. Okay, Redmond is basically the second largest city in Central Oregon. And a fun fact about it, it's considered the Central Oregon hub due to its location. It's right in the center of all the action of Central Oregon, even though it's significantly smaller in terms of population. It's about 36,000 people versus Bend's 105,000 people. But Redmond has the fairgrounds. It has the airport. That's our main commercial airport. That's in the city limits of Redmond. And so Redmond does get a lot of that type of notoriety, and it's growing probably just as fast as Bend is, because when people come to Bend to visit, they also learn that, oh, there's Redmond. They fly into Redmond, and they didn't even know about Redmond at first, but then they get curious to learn more about it. There's a couple of dividers that separate Bend versus Redmond. There's kind of a political divide. There's a vibe. There's a cultural vibe as well. And so you come to Bend to visit Central Oregon, then you learn about Redmond, and you learn about the surrounding towns, and then you decide where it is you want to live. Some people prefer Bend, some people prefer Redmond, some people are indifferent. It doesn't matter. But the point is that you get the chance to take a look at just about any city. Redmond was incorporated in 1910, so they're about the same age. But Bend has just seen, for some reason, a significantly higher amount of growth over the course of time. If we really scale back and try and consider why that is, the river goes right through Bend. That's where the logs came down from up in the mountains, and that's where the mills were, and that's where they went into production, and that was the real industry way back in the day. Redmond, the river goes on the other side to the west of Redmond, and there just wasn't a whole lot going on there early on, and that's why Bend has such a significant advance and head start when it comes to growth and population. But you know what? Redmond's on its way. It's really coming into its own. Sisters, okay, the third incorporated city in Central Oregon, or primarily in Deschutes County. 1946 is when it was incorporated. Population says 2,700 here. I'd speculate it's probably about 3,500 right now. And there's plenty of people that live in and around the Sisters area. A beautiful, blossoming little town, kind of a Western style town, just fantastic to drive through and go take a day trip and visit. And there's all kinds of things around Sisters. Black Butte Ranch is out there. The Three Creeks Lake is up there in the Sisters area. It's the gateway to the mountains through the Santiam Pass. The Mackenzie Pass is a beautiful pass to take if you have extra time to traverse over the mountains. But again, Sisters, a fantastic small town. It's where the Sisters Rodeo is. It's where the Sisters Quilt Show is. A absolute gem of a town, the third incorporated town in Deschutes County. If we continue on, we're going to get to Lapine, Oregon. And if you can believe this, like I said earlier, it's the second fastest growing town in Deschutes County in Central Oregon, but it wasn't incorporated until 2007. That's crazy. I mean, that's just a few years ago, obviously. And so population's probably closer to 4,000 people right now, a little bit higher up in elevation, South Deschutes County. A lot of fantastic construction and development going on in La Pine as we speak. But this basically wraps up the 4 cities that are incorporated in Central Oregon, but Deschutes County rather. The others would be Prineville and Madras, etc. But we're focused on Deschutes County right now. And so La Pine, again, has been growing for a long time. They had a high school there. They had all kinds of other amenities there forever, but they were not incorporated. They were basically technically part of Bend until they were able to branch off and incorporate themselves in 2007. And La Pine's about 30 miles to the south of Bend. And so it takes a little while to get there. What Mountain View is proposing is only 15 miles away from Bend, and that would be much closer than La Pine, obviously. But as we continue on, the other areas that have a larger body of population, and I know that 1,400 people doesn't seem like a lot, but Sun River, of course, is one of the main attractions of Central Oregon. Chances are, if you learned about Bend, it's because maybe you learned or visited Sun River when you were a kid growing up, or maybe you were an adult, but you went to Sun River to vacation, then you learned about the surrounding Deschutes County area, and that's when you learned about Bend, or maybe learned about Redmond or Sisters, etc. But you got Sun River, one of the premier destination hotels and resorts in the entire country. It's an absolute stunning location. The amenities that are offered in Sun River are second to none. We live just 12 miles away from it. And so it's so nice to be able to go to Sun River and kind of get into an area where you feel like you're in a different world. You're on vacation, yet you're just 12 miles away. So you can go and recharge the batteries just 12 miles away from town and feel like you're completely somewhere else, but you're still in Central Oregon. So that's very unique. Sun River is a fantastic unincorporated community, and there's plenty of people that choose to live there full time. But in the summertime, it blows up. There's probably 10 or 20,000 people in that area at any given time. And then lastly, we will scroll down and we will get to, wait for it, Terrebonne. Terrebonne is just to the north of Redmond. It's a small unincorporated town too, of about 1,500 people, maybe a little bit more now, but it's the gateway to Smith Rock State Park, where they see 800 to 900,000 visitors into Smith Rock State Park every single year. But it's the last, it's another unincorporated area. Others that may be included could be Three Rivers South, Alfalfa, you got Tumalo. Those are the ones that come to mind. So all in all, if we're really discussing this possibility of a newly incorporated town of 170,000 acres in eastern Deschutes County, there's only 4 other incorporated towns in Deschutes County as is. Is this going to happen? Would you be interested in living out in rural eastern Deschutes County out here? You can see even the landscape on this map. It goes from green trees to just brown and desert terrain. It's a little bit higher up in elevation. You have a great view of the mountains. It's a little bit further away. You're probably 40 miles away or 50 miles away from Mount Bachelor way out here, but you are in Deschutes County. You could live in an incorporated area and you could be part of a brand new town. It's like Sim City when you're growing up, right? You're building a town from the ground up. Would that be something that you're interested in? Another unique feature of Bend and Central Oregon is the possibility of having a newly incorporated town added to our county. Who knows if that's going to happen? It might take years, but it's got to pass through a couple steps first. It's got to get voted in by the people of Deschutes County, but hey, it could happen. And Eastern Oregon's got some great views, some great things to do out there. And there's room for things like that to develop. So let me know what you think. Do you like Bend? Do you like Sisters? Do you like Redmond? Do you like La Pine? Do you like Sun River? Where do you like in Central Oregon? Where are you considering moving? Or is there somewhere else that doesn't even exist yet that is a place that you might consider moving to, like say Mountain View, Oregon? Who knows? Anyway, kind of a fun little video to put together. That's the news as to what's going on here in Central Oregon. If you're out of the area, you want to know what's going on. You want to learn about the new developments and new proposals that are going on in and around Central Oregon. Here's another one right now. So thank you guys for watching the video. I want to know what you think about this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Where would you live in Central Oregon? Where are you considering living in Central Oregon? Or if you left Central Oregon because you can't stand it, let me know too. I'm curious. I hear a lot about you guys and how you don't like Central Oregon anymore, but I don't get tired of it. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell below, and if it's your time to reach out to us for real estate services, call us, text us, email us, set up a Zoom meeting. But it starts with you guys. We're happy to be your service provider as it relates to your real estate needs. So my name's Ryan, licensed broker with eXp Realtor, as is Zach, my partner. He's licensed as well with eXp Realty. We love making these videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.